Welcome to the Novel Network podcast. I am Derek and Libby, your hosts. We are doing our reader season still, and tonight we have Stormy Downs with us. I've known Stormy for it's been a couple years, hasn't it? Hasn't it? Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
like three.
3, yeah. I think at
Yeah.
first we found each other through TikTok, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Was that 2020? Is it longer than 3 years?
possible. Maybe during COVID. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Listen, COVID doesn't exist that whole year.
Well, yeah,
Messes up my timeline.
yeah.
I have a child, so anything longer than 2 hours is just gone.
Feel that.
True enough. True enough. No, but we've been talking to alpha readers, beta readers, ARC readers. I know, Stormy, you're also an editor, so you
Yes, I
get to
am a
see that
developmental editor.
side of the book world. So I think it's best to start off with what made you even want to be an ARC or beta, alpha, even an editor.
I actually accidentally became an ARC reader.
Oh, you
Um,
stepped in the puddle, didn't you?
yes. So, you know how you're on TikTok at like, oh my God, o'clock in the morning because your brain won't shut up?
The doom scrolling.
It wasn't even really a doom scroll. It was I have 600 books on my TBR. Let's add some more. And this author was live, and it was when live was like new. And she was just in tears. And she's like, none of my family wants to read this book. I can't get anybody to tell me whether this book is good. And I thought I was just like regular commenting, but like I popped in and I was like, what's it about? And so she starts talking. I was like, that sounds like a cool book. And the next thing I know, she's like, messaging me. She's like, here's the link. So I'm reading it. And then she's like, so what'd you think? And so I told her and I like gave her some of my feedback and I was like, this and kind of that. And why does she have a pet goldfish if she's never home and who feeds it? Like, I'm concerned about this fish. So the fish went away. And the next thing I know, she's like, hey, can you read it again now that I cleaned it up? And then she started telling other people that I read her book. And so they started bringing me stuff. And I was like, this is wild. This is fun. And then somebody said, oh, that's ARC reading. And I went, is it? And they're like, well, yeah, kind of. Maybe it's alpha. I'm like, okay. Like, I didn't know what I was just enjoying helping authors. And then came poor Freya Victoria. And she'll tell you that I murdered her book, but I made it better.
Sometimes a book needs that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I fought her over a battle scene where the horse gets killed. I was like, no.
Oh. Were you getting
Like, we're not.
PTSD from Neverending Story or what?
No, I mean, maybe like some unacknowledged, but like there's a battle scene. And the main female character, who had at this point never been mentioned that she'd ever handled a sword in her life, ends a horse. And I was like, nope,
Oh.
no, no. Thus began Mordant editing. And I'm I am not sugarcoated. I will be very honest, but I always do like a thorough job. And if there's an edit that I can make that will help make it sound better, then I do that. But then I always say, and Derek will tell you, this is your story. You do not have to take any of my advice, but you also don't get to come back and blame me if it sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So you fell into ARC or alpha reading.
It just
What
kind of
was it that
happened.
what was it that really drew you to doing that?
It's a lot of fun to see where the author's taking a story
Mhm.
and to know that they trust you. There's something about someone trusting you with their brain baby that they have coddled and protected and nurtured. And y'all ignore my cat. She's like slightly psychotic.
That's
Um
okay.
We like psychotic cats.
she has a 6-month-old sister she didn't want, so now she's mad about it.
I mean, did you see my TikTok video from this morning?
No, but I'll have to go watch it.
Libby does not like being on camera, first off. It's just so funny. Anyway, continue.
So, an idea for a book is one of those things that I think almost everybody has, but so few people are brave enough to jump out there with it. that once they get it on paper and they're ready to have it read, it's kind of a very privileged space to be. It's almost like being the first person to hold a newborn baby. It's like,
Mm.
I'm going to trust you with this thing that I have protected and taken care of for so long. And I I always want to approach that from a space of, I'm not going to murder your dream. And a
Or
lot
drop
of
it.
well, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I've worked with a lot of authors who are like, I had all these alpha readers and now they're gone, or I had all these beta readers and now they're gone. And I'm like, why? And then on the flip side, I've worked with authors who are like, oh, cool, you can totally read this. I want your feedback immediately. I'm like, I explain my process, which is weird, but it works for me. And
Mm.
Mhm.
so you kind of have to find, you have to find, like anything, you have to kind of find your group of people that you jive with, and you go from there. But it was, I think, feeling like I was helping people in a way that I could do that without having to, I didn't really have to leave my house. Very rarely did I have to be face to face on camera with people. Um, but I was able to like help in a meaningful way in my weird little introvert bubble.
I like
Oh,
that.
that's awesome though.
So you started off as a quasi alpha reader,
Yeah,
right?
some sort of amalgamation of an alpha beta archy
And
mess.
then you turned it into a business.
Yes.
I love that. How long did that
Yes.
take for
My
you?
To be brave enough to just kind of throw myself out there. Whoa, when did I tell you what the name of my business was, Derek? Like right before you published
Oh, Primeval. Yeah.
Ranch? Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Like that long ago. And my website's still not up. And I think I've charged maybe 3 out of 30 authors. I'm trying. It's hard. It
It is hard.
Authors get that I'm not good enough feeling.
Yep.
I get the, am I fixing to destroy someone's dream feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very fine line between, this scene doesn't work because, and an author hearing, you are the crappiest writer ever, do not ever do it again, burn your computer. And I've had to talk authors off the ledge before. And then I've also had authors who were just like, I don't care what you say about my work, I'm just going to throw it out there anyway. And then they get mad that they have these weird reviews. There was one book, the main female character was a werewolf, but she was also a welder. And in a scene, she's laying upside down under a desk with her hair flowing behind her, laid on the floor, welding. And my brain went, no. And when
Sparks.
I,
Hair.
yeah, and I told the author, I was like, hey, um, cool female welder, no ton of those. I'm from the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We have the shipyard. There's a lot of amazing females who can weld. However, absolutely none of them are letting their luscious locks just hang out all over the place, and none of them by choice are going to lay down underneath something to weld. That's just, if there's any other option, she's a werewolf. Why can't she flip the steel desk over?
Mm.
But she didn't like that. And then she published it, and that was one of the main complaints, was
Really?
why, yeah, they're like, why is she owns the shop where she makes these things. She's been doing it since she was a teen. Why is she doing this completely unsafely? Like, why?
I mean, unless she has a fire extinguisher like a foot away from her, just in case.
Even then.
No,
Even
but the
then.
smell of burning hair
I
is
know. Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
something that most people enjoy. But you have the dichotomy of the people who are going to share their book baby with you and listen to what you have to say, and then the people who just want to share their book baby with you and then ignore everything you ever have to say. So you have to kind of balance the, this doesn't work, with this was great, because you can go the exact opposite. You could tell somebody that it is the best thing you've read and you love it with all your heart, and then they get a slew of weird negative reviews because something didn't work and you weren't brave enough to say it.
Yeah, true. I feel
Yeah.
like you were very gentle with me in Primeval Ranch, though, I will say.
I was, because I love you and I care about you, and
Oh.
Okay.
you're you're a very sweet
He's a sweet
soul.
soul. Hmm.
You are a very sweet soul. You're also Canadian.
We got to be nice to the Canadians. You guys have a soft belly.
There are a
Okay,
lot
look.
of.
I have this theory that
As I start blushing.
Canadian rage only shows itself in two forms. When a Canadian has had just the end and they are totally just up to here, a Canadian goose will just manifest into the world. That is where they come from. That is why they are evil. They are pure Canadian rage essence. The other way
Essentially
that
rappers.
comes out, yeah, they are.
Yep.
We have a mob of them in my neighborhood, and they will
Yeah.
block you in your car.
Yes, they will.
I keep bread in my car to throw out the opposite window so we can get out.
You learned the secret.
I did distract and feed. But it either comes out as snake neck chickens who like to murder you, or it comes out as war crimes. Like, if you're ever curious as to why some of the things are in the Geneva Convention,
Mm.
it's the Canadians' fault during World War II. Like, that's googly, like, Google
Well,
it.
yeah.
It's documented. I was shocked. Like, I didn't believe it. I
I
was
have to go look this up
shocked.
because I have no clue.
But the one that's going to pop up first is them throwing canned food to the Germans in the trenches for
Mhm.
like literal weeks, and they were playing cards back and forth and sending pictures of their families, and then they threw grenades. But the fact that they could have just done this for a couple days and it gotten the same result, but no, literal weeks they did this.
That's because they all
And I'm
thought
like,
war was stupid and they didn't want to do it.
no,
They were
no, no,
waiting
not
for a turn of
the
events.
Germans.
Well,
The Germans didn't throw the canned food. The Canadians fed the Germans
mhm.
and then didn't feed the Germans. And they did it for weeks. It wasn't like they were waiting for orders. They were just waiting to see how long it would take. It's a little wild, but like, you are like the quintessential amazingly sweet-souled. Like, I have this feeling that you would be like my son's godfather, and if you bumped into the refrigerator, you would apologize to it.
I would.
He
I've
did.
done that.
He bumped into the refrigerator at a D&D night and turned around and apologized to it, and I will never let him live that down. But yes, I was gentle with you with Ranch, but what Ranch didn't need a lot. It didn't. It was most of your stuff doesn't. Like, everything I've gotten a hold of has been really well thought out and well done, and you know your audience. Like, you straight out say, this is not, I'm not writing for grown-ups. I'm writing for that, you know, 10 to 14-year-old kid who's, sick of the Disney princess books and has no interest in fairies and pirates. It's a great niche, and you do it so well.
That was something that I feel like really when I asked you how the emotional part was with Lucero,
Mhm.
because for those who don't know, Lucero in the book, she loses her mom to cancer. And
Yeah,
so
which is
through the
sad.
book, she's learning how to deal. And I asked Stormy about it, and it was a voice note she left for me on Messenger. And it was something that just, I don't even know how to explain how it made me feel, but she said, you did it in such a Derek way.
Yes,
Oh.
but
And I'm
it
like,
didn't
what does the Derek way
overwhelm.
even mean? Like, I'm just like, I'm assuming that's a good thing, but it's just,
Occasionally I can be very unhelpful, and I'm sorry.
no, but like, it to me, I'm just going, I guess I did it
it
in a
was it
really
was it
good
was
way. I don't,
perfect. It wasn't too much that it overwhelmed the book. Like, the whole book was not her coming to terms with losing her mom. And it was done in a way that could be emotionally grasped by your target audience. And it wasn't saccharine, and it wasn't forced, and this was before you had even found out about everything that's going on with you. Like, this was pre all that. And that you handled such a delicate topic with finesse and just the care you put into it. But you do that with everything and you don't realize you do it. So yes, you handled it in the most Derek way possible.
I mean, is that going to be just a term in the writing world now? I don't know.
I don't think I've used it with anybody else. I did have somebody who is writing in the same age range, or it's supposed to be in the same age range, but the books were just a little too mature. So I mailed them my copies on the premise that I'm going to get them back, which I'm probably not. So I'm going to have to buy more, which perfectly fine. It's not like I haven't replaced them before. But I'm like, look, he writes in your same vein. I think read these, and we'll see where we can kind of pull back a little bit, because I just don't see many 8-year-olds really caring too much about a romance,
Mm-mm.
but
No.
they definitely care about the action scenes.
That's my
I don't
son's
know.
biggest complaint is if a book takes too long to start. He's like, "This is taking too long." I'm like, "They have to set the premise. They
Right?
have to, like, you gotta get to chapter 3 before you decide you don't like it." He's like, "There's nothing happening. You gotta get to
How old's your
chapter
son?
3." He's 12. Yeah.
Mine's 7. And I have no idea how many times we have read the first 3 chapters of Ranch. Like,
Fair.
we've read the whole book, but he just wants to hear the beginning
Mhm.
over and
Really?
over.
Just wants to hear the beginning?
Yes. I think he
Wow.
likes the "Oh my god, I'm gonna be stomped to death by a dinosaur while I ride my bicycle."
Yeah.
Um, he will get on his bike and pretend to be chased by dinosaurs.
What?
Yeah,
That's so
I'm
awesome.
telling you.
That's insane.
No, when I tell you he is seriously, like, all about Sorcore and the whole thing, he is. Like, he is. He's trying very hard to petition to get it put on the AR reading list so he can test on it. And I was like,
Wow.
"Buddy, it has to be a Scholastic book first." And he goes, "Well, then how do I tell Scholastic?" I was like, "Well, I know a guy I went to college with, so who knows?" But yeah, he's determined. I haven't let him read the agent books yet because I think he's just a little for those. But the
That's
dinosaur
okay.
stuff, he was
Yeah.
he was all in. Like, but he knows they're there. Like, he looks at my shelf and he goes, "I can read you when I'm 11." I'm like,
He's just
are
waiting.
are you threatening my books, sir?
Yep. That's awesome.
Well, maybe he can join my ARC reader list at some point
You
if he's game
maybe.
for something like that.
Well, he just did the little weird test thing they do in school, so he's got a 4th grade reading level. So yeah,
Hey, there you go.
Fantastic.
Nice.
my son does not have a choice. We're a reading household.
Love it. Love it. So, for those thinking to maybe be an ARC reader or beta or alpha, whatever, what kind of advice would you give to those people?
First, make sure that you are solid on what your triggers are, because a lot of people are going to want to read in the genre that they enjoy the most. And if you are not solid on your triggers and you cannot verbalize to the author, "Hey, I can't handle ABCD," then you don't get to be mad when you stumble on ABCD. And not every author realizes that some things are triggers. Like, I can't do any kind of in school gun violence of any kind. Like, I can't handle it. But some authors don't realize that there's more around that than just the actual act, like the plotting of it, the things like that. So I've had to get more specific and say, "Hey, if it's got school violence, just give me kind of a heads up on what it is, and I'll let you know whether I can do this or not." So you got to be really clear on where your boundaries are. You also have to be really clear that if you don't like something, you can tell the author, "Hey, this wasn't for me," and you can stop reading. You do not have to rip it to shreds. You
Hmm.
don't have to, like, not.
Yes.
The worst thing you can do is say, "I will alpha, beta, arc dev edit, and then ghost an author. Like that's almost as bad as a text message breakup.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like,
feel like so I've been trying to figure out how to word this, and it always feels like to me it's like a you don't know who I am and what I've been through, and I'm offended that you didn't know.
yes, you have to be able to verbalize what you've been through or what
Yeah,
your things are, and you cannot expect someone else to manage your triggers, your issues, your what I've been throughs. So get clear on what you can handle and what you can't handle, and be honest with the author. And then if something is not for you, as quickly as you realize it, stop reading.
Tell
Tell
them.
the author will appreciate you saying, "Hey, look, this book about this ghost girl is more than I can handle. Um, there was just too much. I know there's no in writing issues happening at her school, but there's plotting and there's this." I mean, I've had to back out of projects. I've been really honest. If you pick up an alpha, beta, dev edited, whatever you're doing, and you just something happens and you physically don't have time, communicate with your author. Like,
Yes.
just you have to make sure that there is an open line of communications. And the authors can make that easier by starting a Discord, starting
yeah,
something where they can just grab you and say, "Hey," and it doesn't have to be like all of everybody. You can just have, "This is my Discord. This is how to directly message me." You don't have to get the whole group together, because sometimes that backfires, because you'll have somebody who reads super fast, ruining it for somebody who
yeah.
reads super slow, or influencing. I've seen things go weird there. Um, the other thing is, don't be scared to read outside of your comfort zone. Like, I have
hmm
arc read and alpha read some amazing stories that, had I been at Barnes and Nobles, I don't think that I would have picked up, just because of where they would have been shelved.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is, try. It's really, it's hard, but you have to just try to be as honest as you can, as nicely as you can. Unless you're me, I'm not super nice all the time. Sometimes I'm like, "This is dumb," or like Porphyria. So her first book took place at Christmas, and I think that girl used the word decorations like 46 times, and I was like, "Oh my god, stop."
You and
But
Freya are
you
still friends, right?
uh, I work with her every
Okay,
day.
all right, yeah.
um so, like, no, I love her to death, and she actually she recommends me to people, and I feel bad for her
Hey, there you
sometimes.
go.
I'm like,
She'll give you tough love, but she's great.
I'm like, did you warn them? Like,
Yeah.
do they know what they're getting into? But just be honest in your communication. If something doesn't work, it doesn't work. If you notice something, someone else is going to notice something. Like in Ranch, Derek talks about a shipyard. Well, there aren't shipyards in that strand of Texas. There are ports for stuff, and there are boat yards, but shipyards are big giant places where they fix big giant ships. And I said that, and he was like, "Oh, like, but you have to kind of just brace yourself and be more honest than you have probably ever been, and just know that authors are going to take it the way they take it, and you cannot get offended. If you want them to take you the way you are, you have to take them the way they are." And I've worked with some great authors who just like took it on the chin, and we worked through it, and everything turned out great. And then I've had authors who were just like, "I'm never working with her again," and everything in between. So you just kind of have to, really have to know who you are as a reader. Like, I am probably never going to developmentally edit a Western, or like a Christian fiction, because they're things that my brain goes,
What
Mm-hmm.
if
at
it's a
the same
western with
time,
dinosaurs?
that is different. Oh, that's not a Western. That's a dinosaur book that's set in the South.
There's a lot of
That's
people
different.
asking for that actually right now.
I know, it's so strange, but go for it.
Hey,
Anything you write, I will read, because you're
well,
you, and but I know your voice. I know your pacing. I know what to expect from you. But like a stranger who walks up and goes, "Hey, do you want to read this Western set in Wyoming?" You got to give me more than that. Like, tell me that there's a really great saloon that this is centered around. Tell me there's a really great plot point, and it's not just, you know cowboys and wrestlers, and like Louis L'Amour was never my jam. He's
Okay,
not my
yeah.
dude. But at the same time, I've come across books, like I said, that I would never have read in my normal life. Like I was not a dark romance reader, and then I arced one and was like, oh,
Oh, I think I like
oh,
that.
that's very out of my wheelhouse, but okay. And then I had to get even clearer on my triggers, because some of those are just,
Mhm.
and then others you're like, oh, that's so tame compared to what I read a month ago.
Yeah.
It really just depends on where it falls. I think honestly you just have to be open to actually being all the way who you are as a reader, so that you can help the author. Because if you hold something back, then you're doing them a disservice.
Yeah.
Openness and honesty. I like that. So, in all openness and honesty, have you ever read anything with assassins? Because that's what Libby does.
Love assassin books. Like,
Hey.
I love assassin books. I love, like, Alias. I loved Alias. It was my jam. I
Ah,
loved Dark Angel. I loved Dollhouse. I love
You'd like my
uh
books.
Dollhouse was great.
Dollhouse is
oh,
so good.
I hate that they just ended it where
I
they
They
know.
it was just
I
like
know.
stopped.
They needed to
like
do
So
like a
good.
shucks.
final movie like they did for Firefly with Serenity.
They just need to bring Firefly back.
Well, that too.
They
Mm.
just need to
Uh,
bring it back. They're bringing Buffy back. Give me back Mal.
Technically, Firefly's with Disney now, and they could do something. But I
Never
know
mind,
Disney.
don't.
They like to Disneyfy
Never
everything.
mind, don't. Never mind, don't.
Oh,
Please don't.
just
Never
kidding.
mind. I didn't say anything.
Never mind.
Shh. Shh. Mickey didn't hear any of that. Oh my god. Could you imagine what Mickey would do to Jane? No.
Oh, Jane.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
mm.
yeah.
Never mind. I did
uh,
not say that. I didn't say anything. Poor Firefly.
maybe it'll get
But
sold to a different studio. You never know. Never know. Stuff might
I don't
happen.
know. I'm super excited that they're bringing Buffy back. Like, yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
that's my favorite. Like all-time favorite. Like
I
I
love
watch
Buffy.
those every day.
I
Like
mean, they. How do you get better than Buffy?
you don't.
I mean, what's his name in Buffy who went to do Bones? Bones is having
David
a
Boreanaz. Yeah, they're doing that
yeah,
too.
they're doing that too.
So they're trying to figure out how much AI is too much AI to bring back our little vampire boyfriends.
Mm,
Really?
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you
that's
mean?
good.
I don't
They
understand though.
so Angel and Spike can't age, they're vampires, but the human beings who played
Right.
them are
Have
no
definitely aged.
longer
Right.
teenagers.
Well, I mean, they did that with Xavier and Magneto in the Fox movies. They just de-aged them.
Yeah, but they're trying to not do they don't want this Buffy to feel too cartoony.
Mhm.
Guess that would actually, yeah, yeah. Because sometimes you can tell. That's true.
And then you have to get David and James to say yes.
To
I
allow
think
them to do
they
it.
I think they would jump on it in a heartbeat. And I still don't know what we're going to do about Xander. I know in the comics, like, that's already taken care of and stuff, and all that good stuff, but um wow, I'm showing my nerd right now.
That's
Keep
okay.
talking. I like it.
That's okay. I know when it comes to like the new Spaceballs movie, what is it? John Candy's son is technically playing his character of Bartholomew.
Yeah, and then
So maybe
in
they
the
could do
Star
something similar.
Wars, maybe. I don't know if they
I
have
don't think they
I don't know
have
if they have
sons.
sons. I think
Hmm.
they both have daughters.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
I don't
No.
know.
Yeah.
Um I know that Carrie's daughter did the
Right.
cameo in Rogue One.
Right.
Um
That's right. Man, I forgot about that.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Spaceballs. I mean, I love the idea. I'm worried they're going to mess it up.
Well, yeah. What I love the fact is when it comes out, Mel Brooks will be 100 years old. I mean, he was old in the original Spaceballs.
Yeah,
Now
but
he's going to be 100 next year. It's like
we have to
what?
get him there.
True, true. He's still
Like,
fairly spry for an old guy.
So is Betty White.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
true.
true.
Like, the world has some people to protect. I'm already mad at this year. We've
Yeah.
lost some really cool people. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I'm in the car sad about Ozzy. I'm on the phone with my son's godfather, and he's like, Mama, who are we sad about? So I show him a picture of Ozzy, and he goes, Oh no, Uncle Mike's grandpa died. I was like, Yeah, baby. Uncle Mike's
Sure.
grandpa died.
Yep.
Uh,
So then he went to school. I had to tell his teacher, no, we are not related to Ozzy.
okay.
He misunderstood. I wish. Like, that, talk
That would
about a
be
cool
cool.
granddad.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a cool granddad, but yeah. I'm already mad at this year for some of the people who have passed away. We need Mel Brooks. We need Julie Andrews. Like, they're just some people who have to stay for a little longer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited about the Buffy. I'm praying it's as good as it should be. They're talking about reviving Dawson's Creek.
Heard about that.
Really? Why?
Because didn't
There's
they
so
have
many
everybody out on a
there's
stage and they all sang
so
the
many
It was
good
theme
the
song?
stories out there.
it was the anniversary. I don't remember how. I don't want to know how many years because then it'll make me feel ancient. Um, at the same time, like I feel like those stories kind of concluded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Everyone's on the nostalgia train right now. That's the only reason why all this stuff's coming back.
because we're old and it's our turn.
Well,
Yeah.
We're old. It's our turn. Like, our parents got their nostalgia stuff. Like, this is how, like, you're old when you're sitting in the restaurant and you are singing the music and you're like, this is great music. And you're looking around at all the kids on dates and they're like rolling their eyes because they're like, oh my God, my mom listens to this stuff.
Yeah, because it's good.
It is, but our parents had this exact same conversation at a Denny's when we were teenagers.
Hmm.
Like, we've hit that age where our music is playing at Walmart and our TV shows are classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, meanwhile, we're in the corner going, I don't want to wait
Right?
for our lives to be over.
Right? Or oh my God. I remember the first time I figured out I was old. I was driving down the road and Heart-Shaped Box came on and I'm jamming, and then the bump for the classic rock station came on and I had to pull over because I was crying. Like, no,
Oh,
my music's on the classic rock station. I'm gonna die. But I think we're it's our turn. Like, my favorite game is show my stepdaughter a picture of me wearing the clothes that she's currently standing in my living room wearing.
guys, it came
Yes.
back around. Yep.
I love it. But I am begging her not to pluck her eyebrows. I'm like, look,
Please
seriously?
don't do that.
Don't do it.
That was so bad.
It was like the worst idea ever.
Please
And to all the
don't.
guys, don't get the frosted tips, please. That was
I
also a
don't.
bad idea.
Did you do
Only worked
it?
for boy bands. Only worked for boy bands. I did not. I did not know.
Oh, because I would have been like, I need those pictures.
I did the face app thing where it was like the AI and it took your hair and I set it to blonde and it looked like frosted tips. And I showed my wife, she's like, nope, never do that.
Never.
Please. I will smack you if you do.
I love it. I love it. No, but like walking through Target and looking at the clothes, I'm going,
Mm-hmm. Just
Remember
don't
this.
bring back low-rise jeans. That is all I'm
okay,
asking.
look,
Those, like, do
The
not bring them
floods.
back.
if they do the low rise jeans, then the whale tail thing is going to come back, and that didn't
Right.
look good on anybody.
Nobody.
No.
It did not look good on anybody.
More
It was
material.
so
We want more
tacky.
material.
I also don't want them to bring back like the juicy tracksuits that had juicy across the butt. Like, that was so. I don't know if that might just been like an American
Uh,
thing, but it was just so tacky.
no,
It
that's
was
that's
so
Canada
bad.
too. Canada had that too.
It was
Yeah.
so bad. I mean, I'd be okay if it was, completely publicly acceptable for me to wear Doc Martens literally with everything forever.
I hear they're
You
coming.
know, they can't. Okay, and when you first get them, they are not. When you
They
first
are
get
so
them, you have to
uncomfortable.
bust them in. but I did the army trick. I got mine wet and I wore them like that until they were dry,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were fine. Um, I think those are still in my mom's closet. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go home and see.
I love that. I love that. See, here at the Novel Network podcast, we like to digress
We get off
for a
track.
bit. It's fun.
I'm
We
sorry.
get to know the person. We get to see their history. We get to know their ins and outs. It's great. It's great. We're a community. We love this kind of stuff.
I am this brand of weird always.
Weird makes the world
That's
go round.
good. You can bring a lot to the books that you help work on, though, because if you don't have any life experience, what are you going to bring to the book?
Right. And I have weird things that I bring to the books. Like
You know what? That's okay.
I had an author and her character was shooting a bow. I'm like, "Great. I need more description. What kind of bow?"
Mm.
She goes, "A
Crossbow.
bow and arrow." Like she's like, "A bow and arrow kind of bow." I'm like, oh, "Okay, is it a long bow, a short bow, a recurve? Is it compound? Is it?" She's like, "Where are you getting this?" And I was
Do your
like, "Oh."
research.
I said, I have a weird knowledge." And then I arc read for somebody who is basing her books on Greek myth mixed with actual Greek history, and they're really good. But she's got this scene where there's a bunch of prisoners. The torture devices she's using are Roman, not Greek. And she's like, "Why do you know this?" I said, "Oh, I was a classics major in college and I had a whole semester on torture." And she's like, "That doesn't why?" And I was like,
Why not?
Yeah.
"Because
Well,
human beings are terrible creatures?" I don't
yeah.
because it was part of the class. Um but that's the other thing. You bring your knowledge to whatever you're reading. And if you're reading something and you don't know what's going on, you should bring that to the attention of your author.
Yeah.
I read a naval history novel, which I normally would never have picked up, but there were ghosts in it, which was really cool. But he went on this kind of tangent about the pressure on the boat, and it affected the way it moved, and I didn't have a grasp on that. And then I found out that the author, that's what he does for a living. Like he's a scientist who tests the pressure on the giant boats at the shipyard that is down the road from me. I'm like, "Oh."
That's cool.
I'm like, "That's awesome." But as a reader, like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe
There's
he
a
dialed
simplify
it
just a little bit.
he dialed it back, but then he gave some explanation, and it did help the story. It it explained more when this certain vessel went into this certain type of current. It the destruction of the ship made more sense because he had kind of explained it. Like he had one of the characters teach another character about it. And I am a big fan of don't tell me, show me. If you have to tell me, make a character learn it. Like, don't be Tolkien. I love
mm-hmm.
him. Don't get me wrong. I have read The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy every summer since fourth grade. It's one of those weird little OCD things that I do. Um, at the same time, there's only one Tolkien. We only need one Tolkien. Don't be Tolkien. Be you. Be you. That's what I tell my authors all the time. Find your voice. Be you. We don't need another Tolkien. We don't need another Stephen King. We need you to be you and tell your story, however you're going to tell it.
Yeah.
I get asked a lot, would you ever write a book? The answer to that is I have. They will never see the light of the day. I am not an author. I am an editor. I take other people's children and make them shiny.
Maybe one day.
Someday you can
No,
write one.
no,
No?
No.
No?
no,
Okay.
no, 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 no.
Would you at least let me read it?
Let my husband read it, and I promised him forever, and like he was physically present for my C-section, and he hasn't read it. So like some things are not meant for everyone, and I'm not the best writer, but if you hand me something that's already written and I can see how to make it better, like my brain is, I like words. um if if there's a better way to phrase something, or if my brain goes, I don't think that word means what you think it means. I will cough up more words. I will offer an edit. I'm also very much, if you're going to pan something, don't just leave an author hanging. Offer them a solution.
Mm-hmm.
I back to Freya. She, part of her book is, there's a benefactress, and you read about her, and for like in the alpha, it would just said benefactress, like felt like 3,000 times. I was like, if you do not name this woman, I swear to the Lord. So
It just gets repetitive, yeah.
she was like, oh, I hadn't even noticed. But you have to kind of offer the solution. Like, you don't have to name the character for them, but you can say, this character needs a name. That horse doesn't need to die. You told me nowhere in this book that this man could hold his breath for 7 minutes underwater.
Until he had to.
And now he's done it, which is like Kate Winslet world record here. Like, or you're upside down under a desk welding. Why? Trust your gut. If you're gonna do this and you want to have an impact, trust your gut. If something is bothering you, it probably is going to bother somebody else. It's very rare that you're going to be the only one annoyed by something. Although I'm probably the only person in the world annoyed by the name Jason. That name makes me crazy. So many reasons why.
I'll make fun of my cousin Jason Bourne.
He's probably the only one that doesn't annoy me. But it's just one of those
Different last
names
name.
that my brain goes,
I can't remember if it was before or after I sent Primeval Ranch to you, but I did have an alpha reader read through it and say that originally there was the love triangle between
yeah.
Lucero's brother and Lucero's friend Dyra, and after she went through it, she went, "Yeah, I didn't care for this,"
And that's a
and
good thing.
it was blunt. And you know what? I went back through the manuscript and I'm going, yeah, you know what? I tried to shove too much into the story.
I did not get the love triangle, but I'd have been like, hey, this is outside the wheelhouse for the people that you want to read this.
Yeah.
The
Well, it was supposed to
12-year-old
be like he had a
doesn't care.
girlfriend, but then realized that his sister's best friend kind of had a thing for him. And near the end of it, they were going to kind of like try to go for it. But when
Yeah,
she brought
but
that up to me, I'm going, yeah, you know what? You're right. It doesn't need to be there.
maybe if the next book ages them up a little bit,
Maybe.
so it grow, because like, okay, so like if Ron and Hermione had tried to make a go of it in book 3, none of us were old enough to care, and we'd have been,
Yeah.
ew, kissing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
because they grew up, not with me, I'm older than y'all, but like they grew up and everything grew up with them, then it made more sense. But like if they're gonna be about the same age, because I know there's a next one, there has to be a next one, there better be a next one. I
Well, they're
have a
doing the
very
TV show now.
No, you.
That's gonna be awesome.
I mean, they're starting from the beginning all over again with the TV show.
For Harry Potter.
I'm ignoring
Mm.
that. That doesn't exist. I'm terrified they're gonna mess that up.
They're
But
gonna
you,
they're gonna
you
ruin it.
need
We're
to.
talking about you.
Yeah,
Your next book
we're
and your
talking about Derek Bourne dinosaur dude.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Like,
It
we
was
need you to write the
Sorry.
next
Yeah,
book.
that was sorry.
that
We
was
need
so over your
so
head. It's okay.
I'm cut off.
so my brain, I wasn't sure what you were drinking, but for 5 seconds I thought that might be balsamic vinegar.
It's port wine. It's like a desserty sweet wine. The port wines.
Yeah.
I like them. It was
They're
$18 per bottle, and I went, yes.
Hey, that's not a bad price.
And it's from
Really.
Portugal. It was organic.
Hey.
Like, heck yeah. But yes. Yeah, I could age them up. I know I am looking into doing a sequel to those characters, Primeval Ranch.
See? So you could
Uh,
like age them up, and then that would fit better, and they would grow with your readers like the Harry Potters did with the kids.
right.
Like,
I
so
see the point you were making
That
now.
was such
yeah.
a
It makes more sense.
phenomenon, though. Like, Harry Potter was such a phenomenon for our generation. Because I was that
Because
age and
it
I literally grew with it the way it just happened.
exactly.
It was insane.
So I was older, and my mom asked me to read the first one to make sure that it was not too much witchcraft. Mom, it's literally about a boy wizard.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure this nice British lady is not out here trying to teach children to cast spells. Um, but so I read the first one to make sure it was cool for my brothers to read. And then I was hooked. Then I was the weird, almost adult, standing in line at midnight. I was the grown up who clotheslined the kids who were going to run by and scream, Dumbledore, Snape kills Dumbledore. Um, I was
I can
the
see it.
teen. I did. He came. I saw him. He was running through the parking lot, and I saw him. And he opened his mouth, and I just shoved my arm out there. And my friends are like, "You just that kid like wrapped himself around your arm," and I was like, "He was gonna scream and ruin the ending." I
Yeah.
felt it, and his friends were like, I was like, "He was gonna ruin the ending, wasn't he?" And they're like, I was like, "Not on my watch." I was the weird older sister who brought everybody and their friends to the movies when the parents didn't want to go because I wanted to see it, but I didn't want to look weird going by myself.
Yeah.
Um, I they were
It
great
was a
books, and
crazy
they hit
phenomenon.
it hit at the perfect time. There was nothing for you guys to grow
Nothing.
with. Like I was the same age as Buffy.
Mhm.
So I could relate to Buffy. I had a Cordelia that I just wanted to fall in a hole and get stuck with a pole and never have to worry about it again. Like I didn't have an angel because I was a dork, but I knew a lot of I got to I was basically the Willow of my group, but way less cool than her. But so I got to kind of grow up with Buffy. I got to kind of, see what that kind of Dawson's Creek was not happening in my town. That was very high drama, and I was like, yeah, it's soap opera for teenagers. I'm cool with that. But Harry Potter hit at the perfect. It was like a vacuum. Like y'all
Mhm.
had nothing. Like the Labyrinth, Princess Bride, Buffy, all that was just a little bit, and then wham, in comes Harry Potter. And now, like my 7-year-old is dying to know what his house is. And I'm like, dude, you haven't had enough life experience. You're going to come out of Gryffindor. I was
Yeah.
like, you have to wait. You have to
And
wait.
it's hard. I feel like it's hard because my kids, like, they don't want to read it because I liked it. But even if they did read it, it's almost like they'd want to read it. I'm like, you're not, like, I need you to read it when you're a little bit older, but not too old because then, like, the books are too old for you, but then these books are too young for you. So now it's like a weird, when do you read it? What age do you read it? Or do you hold off, like, each book? So, because they
And
get progressively darker. And it's like, there's a
I
spot
think
where I'm like,
you got to gauge your kid.
yeah.
Like my stepdaughter, I never would have let her read past book 4 because she was never going to be emotionally mature enough for it. But
Hmm.
my 7-year-old has now read all of the dinosaur books over and over and is Derek's absolute number one fan. I would probably trust him to read the first 2 Harry Potters, but I
Yeah.
don't think I'd let him go any further than that until he was a little bit older. So you just kind of have to and you got to know your kids, like you got to know yourself, and that's what kills me is when I'm like browsing books and there is very blatantly like a 14-year-old picking up like Butcher and Blackbird, and I'm like, where's your mom? This is Get out of here. This is not for you.
We also
Yeah.
need to get your son in contact with. We had Danielle Devers on for this reader's season,
I
right?
think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
And she claims that her son is the biggest Derek Bourne dinosaur fan.
Oh no. How old is he
So,
though?
oh gosh,
I'm not sure.
I would have to ask her again. They might be around the same age.
He looked
Well,
young.
I
Yeah.
got I got your first set of books. You'll have to look in when I ordered them. So I think Reed was like 4 or 5.
Okay. Yeah.
He might have been, I think he was about 5 because I I got them and he tried to take them, and I lost my bookmark, my dinosaur keychain, and my he has Sorcore stickers on his bedroom door.
Love that.
Like he
You should send
kidnapped
him more.
them. but he but I lost those things, and then it was read this to me, and then he would try to sound out words, and like he had to be kindergarten because we were reading them together. But no, he loves your books. He made his Uncle Ford read your books.
Oh,
And
really?
Ford's like, yeah. Ford's like, what am I reading? I was like, you're reading dinosaurs and you're going to love it. And he was like, yeah, they were pretty cool. They were definitely not for like full on adults. I was like, Derek will get there. I promise. He'll write a grown up book one day and it'll be the
One day,
last one.
maybe.
One
Maybe.
day.
Even
One
the book I
day.
have called Orva, which you've read part of, right? Orva? Did I not send you that, or did I?
I think you.
It's the post-apoc with the
Yes. Yes.
yeah. I need to finish writing that one. Um,
Yes, you do.
that one is
Yes, you
adult
do.
characters, but I'm still writing it in a way that young readers could still enjoy it because I'm not going to do the swearing or the sexual
No,
content
that's
and all
just
that
not who
stuff.
you are.
That's just me. That's just how I like to write.
It's very
Um,
Derek of you.
but I am curious to see how the young readers take that book.
It would be interesting to find out. So, like,
So
chop chop.
Finish writing
I
it.
know,
Come on, let's
I know,
go.
I know.
Like,
Life is lifing,
what are
as I
you
say
currently
every day to
writing?
Libby.
Life is living.
Currently, it's been in spurts, but I would say I'm about halfway done writing Sorkor Origins,
No, okay.
which is the prequel to Dino Rift, and then I will move on to I'm doing a 10th year anniversary of Ultimate Agent.
Heck
It's so
yeah.
exciting.
So that
You love the Ultimate Agents. He's not quite there yet.
yeah,
Um,
I'm
he's got to
definitely
live a
writing it the
little
way
more
I write
life.
now. Yeah.
Nice.
So
I'll be
and
buying that one
it was
too.
longer chapters originally, right? So now I'm actually making shorter chapters out of what I already have to
Oh,
make it the way like I write now.
Okay, I can see that.
So and I'm curious to bring on the original alpha and beta readers that I had to see what they think of these changes.
I love that. I love when I get an author who's like, "Hey, I know I wrote this like forever ago. Will you
10
read it
years ago.
again? I've updated it." Like, I love that because I keep my notes.
Hey, there you go.
I'm I'm an elder millennial. I will put my notes on a computer, but they go into paper first. So, and that's kind of my other thing. You have to know what kind of reader you are. And I have like a really weird system. If it's an ARC read, if it's already published, if I know that I'm not going to have much of an impact on anything that's going to get changed, I will read it. I will digest it. I will like mark pages in it that I want to go back and read just to see if it resolves itself when I have the
Mm,
question, and then I will just give my honest feedback and I let it go. If I beta read something and I know that I can have an opinion on it, then I read it and I mark the things that I have the questions about, and then I go back and read those, and then I will talk to my author and ask the questions. If I'm alpha reading, I will read it twice and then go back and ask the author. If I am developmentally editing, I will read it once. I will write down all of my questions. I will read it again with my questions to see if they resolve. I will read it a third time and then I will start sending the "did you mean to say this word?" And I usually do this crazy stuff at like 2:30 in the morning. And then because my others are like, "These no were you really awake?" I'm like, "Yes, because your book would not shut up, so I had to do the thing." So when I have authors who want immediate feedback, I'm like, I don't work. And I
mm,
always tell them up front, I'm like, I know you want me to work with you. I know that you have been recommended by this author, that author, or a friend of a friend, or you accidentally stumbled on a very ancient TikTok. Um, this is how I work. I have to read it and then answer my own questions and then read it again. I am not going to read a chapter and then give you all sorts of feedback that's not going to be useful because I
mhm.
don't have the whole story.
hmm
Now, if I'm like reading and your characters are like making out in the woods and suddenly they slam into a brick wall, I'm going to immediately go, "Hey, Tom and Jerry much?" And
Yeah,
like
right.
point it out. Like that's something that can be fixed pretty easily. But if it's something like the main male character, you are supposed to love him so very much. And he gets in a fight with his girlfriend at the fair, and then you end up on the Ferris wheel with him, like the female main character, and he end up on the Ferris wheel together. And he holds her hand, but the female main character just watched him get in a fight with his girlfriend. That's not sweet, loving
Hmm.
cinnamon roll main male
No.
character. That's creepy cheaty. You don't do that. So you have to see, is he meant to be cinnamon roll? Is he meant to have a dark streak? Is he morally gray? Like, you have to know where your characters are at, and you can't know that in the first chapter. And it's kind of not fair for an author to be like, I need your immediate feedback. And I get the wanting of it, but you have to let your readers kind of marinate in it, or you're just
Hmm.
going to get unuseful stuff, and then you're going to be frustrated that it wasn't useful at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will have a unique um, blend of our OG alpha readers with new alpha readers that actually have not read the originals to kind of see what people like about everything. So, like,
That's a
even
good
Right?
for
plan.
instance, um, in early in the Ultimate Agent, we have Devin, we have Jade, and Jade doesn't know that he's psychic. He's had the psychic ability since he, kind of left Ultimate Agency, which you find out early on in the book. But he ends up basically noticing her at they're in Las Vegas, and stuff happens, and they both wind up back at the Ultimate Agency. And having lived more life since I originally wrote it when I was 14 and even published it back in 2017 when I did rewrite it, now I'm rewriting it again.
I
I
love
went, you
that.
know what? Jade would probably be thinking the whole time she was trying to, get him back to the hotel room. Uh, I just watched this guy. I know from the files I read, he has super strength. Is he gonna kill me if he finds out?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I have when Devin realizes that Jade is there and that she was part of the team, that he reveals to her on their walk to the lab. He goes, "By the way, I know how scared you were last night." And she's kind of like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, I remember how many times you asked yourself, is he going to hurt me? Is he going to kill me?"
So that's just kind of okay. Look, even without a dude having super strength, if you're trying to lure him to your room, you're gonna have that question.
Yeah.
Um, and there's some life experience that you have growing up a girl, where
Yeah.
that's kind of one of those questions that you ask yourself about the guy who's walking from his car to the gas station. Is he just going to go in, or is he going to say something weird? Am I going to have to you know be on my guard? And unfortunately, that's just kind of that's like a girl life experience that
Hmm.
a lot of the males I know walk. They're like, but I don't understand.
But once
Yeah.
you've
And
been
I'm
married for
like,
13 years, you
well,
do kind
so
of understand what your wife's fears are, you know?
yeah, for a while,
So
but you have to think back toward the beginning of all that. Did you really, like, in the beginning when she would be like kind of
when I was
weirded out
14, I didn't
by,
think of that at all.
right? No, you didn't think of that
It's
at all.
no.
But even in the beginning of your relationship, like, if she like moved over on the sidewalk just because a guy was walking down the sidewalk, your brain
Hmm.
was like, oh, it's just a dude. What's the deal? Like, I had to explain to my husband, I'm like, I'm not afraid to be in the world. I am vigilant because the world is violent. He's like,
Yes.
Yep.
what? I'm like,
Yep. And deranged.
it's a different place to be in this shaped body. He's
Yes.
like,
It's like we live
yeah.
two realities that are meshed but not
Yes.
together.
Mm.
Right? It's so wild. It's wild. And there are many, 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 many studies where it says guys are their biggest fear is to be told no and to be rejected, and our biggest
Hmm.
fear is that we're going to get hurt because we have said no.
And no.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's going to be different
I
in
can't wait.
this light, like, again,
A
more lighthearted.
mature, yeah, mature Derek is going back to revisit the brain baby of 14-year-old. That's got to be
I know.
wild.
That's so
Like,
good.
It
I
how
is
wild is
actually.
it to go back and read what, like, does it take you back to where you were when you wrote it? Is it bringing up
Yeah.
some of the stuff that you lived through?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I now know as of a few years ago why my bully bullied me, which the bully was the whole reason why I started writing. Like I would
Did
come
so
home, writing was my escape.
so did they reach out to you? Like, how did you find
Nope.
this out?
Well, his younger brother bullied one of my younger friends
Ah.
at the same time, and then his younger brother walked into the store where I work. I was not there that day, but my parents knew exactly who he was.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they got talking, and he goes, yeah, unfortunately, my stepfather, was very emotionally abusive, and thus we took it out on my buddy Jake and Derek. So then my parents relayed that to me, and I'm going, yeah, no one deserves to go through that.
No,
yeah.
but also no one
Now I
deserves
know
to be
your
bullied
reasons.
either. Yeah, but
Now
it's
I know the
still
reasons.
reasons, yes, it still doesn't excuse the behavior
It
completely.
doesn't.
It makes
It
it
doesn't.
more understandable, but it
Yeah.
doesn't negate what you have been through, and the way it informed your life.
Yeah. And I mean, in Ultimate Agent 2, uh, so since you've read them, um, the scene at the zoo
Yeah.
where there's the big monster that hops out of the transport truck at the zoo and takes out the Eric and Ian, those were my bullies. That's how I took care of them in my mind,
Nice. I
right?
mean,
Yeah.
not
That was.
not everybody gets the chance to confront their bullies.
I only did maybe twice, and that was it. And it wasn't even physical. It just, yeah, it was just get out of my way. I'm just going home. They tried to follow me home once, but
That's ick.
yeah, it was weird.
Um,
Again, now I know it doesn't give them the, out for what they
but
did.
is that going to change? Are you going to make some changes in Agent now that you know? Like, are you going to write in there that the bullies are being bullied and harmed at home, like, to give the full picture? Like,
I
are they
probably
still
won't do
gonna be the
that.
pure little buttheads that they currently are?
I'm probably not going to do that, but I am definitely going to add more characterization to Maximus and Valeria. Only because, along with that, I did have a review on Amazon where he said it was basically a cookie cutter Russian villain. So that's always kind of, as much as there's so many people that love the series,
Yeah, but I
I've
mean, I
always
thought he
taken that
was.
and gone, you know what? I could add a bit more to this.
But I mean, I thought he was supposed to be kind of moose and squirrel.
Yeah, but again, it's interesting when you take in something you've written when you're 14 and you rewrite it, but you want to still keep some of the feel of when you wrote it when you were 14,
Yeah.
right? But now that I'm 36 years old, it's, yeah, I could add some more to this guy and
You
really
can
Yeah.
add some
and
depth.
flesh him out even more. Like I thought I added more depth to the Spencer character, Tiger Shark,
Yeah.
my second time
Okay.
around. And now I'm going, now I can add more to Max because
Mhm.
Max deserves it.
And I love that. I do not have any brain children from my teenage years. Um, so I can only imagine how amazing it is to kind of go back and re-meet yourself on those pages.
Some of
It's
it's
wild.
whiplash because there's still stuff where like, yeah, I
It's
rewrote it,
wild.
but then I'm like, why did I write that like
Yeah.
that?
I'm doing what you're doing, but opposite. So I took
Yeah,
10 years to write my first book.
yeah.
And so I
Wow.
have several versions. And on my Patreon, I'm going back to the OG manuscript that I finished like right out of high school. Um, and saying like, look at like these are the changes I made because I didn't publish till after I had children. And so a lot
Wow.
of it changed. It was young adult. It was very cookie cutter. It was it was not good. It was very problematic. Um, and so going back and just each chapter being like, man, I kept this because this was core to the story, but like I'm really glad I changed this. This was so bad. Um, so I'm doing the same, but going back and just like piecing out like what did I keep and why did I keep it and how did it impact the story. So that's been a lot of fun. to like.
So that's awesome. I I have a couple really bad poems that I published, and nope.
I have some
My
very bad
stuff will
poetry.
never see the light of day. Um, if my son finds it on my hard drive when I am no longer in corporeal form, fine. But hopefully he realizes that I will haunt him if he attempts to publish it.
Just put it in your will. Please do not share this with anyone once I'm gone.
So I'm so I have I have files that are named things like, if you read this and it emotionally scars you, it's your fault. And this is not for anybody else but you. When I found out that I was pregnant, I started a journal because I wasn't supposed to have children. Like I had a bout of ovarian cancer, and they told me after the chemo that you're never gonna have kids. And then surprise. So I started a journal, and then I bought an email address on one of those super secure, gonna be here forever sites, and I email him pictures, and I like tell him what was going on, and then I write in the actual paper journal too, because I think it's kind of important that he has that physical connection and not just this digital thing. And then I have videos that I will occasionally um, record and update when I like haven't had a chance to write a lot or haven't been able to email. I'll like do a video, so he has kind of this record of who I was, because I'm not always going to be here. And he's not always going to remember like this version of me. At some point, I'm going to be like the scary swamp witch version of myself, and that's going to be like the last thing he remembers about me. So I kind of want him to see who I am at varying points, so he knows that his mom was more than just the lady who made him eat vegetables and introduced him to crazy books that she loved as a kid that he could care less about. I've not yet scarred him with the never ending story. I'm thinking that might happen over Christmas. He watched The Princess Bride and was very entertained by it.
Nice.
Um, my husband showed him Gremlins over
Oh
Halloween.
yeah.
I
They're
showed
coming
him
out with it.
Gremlins.
They're coming out with a third one.
I know. I They were supposed to come out with a third one in like 90 something, but it got panned.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about the Goonies reboot. I don't know how I feel about this new
Yeah, yeah.
Gremlins. I know we're having a moment, but I'm just afraid that some of these things that are so like sacred to
Yeah.
us, like
Again,
they're
it's
just gonna.
nostalgia. It's hot right now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want them to mess it up. I don't want them to mess it up. They've messed up so much. Disney.
Disney. No.
Like the
No.
mouse gets a hold of things and they just.
Yeah,
So
Well, they need more ARC and
I'm a
beta
little worried.
readers and alpha readers to be like, no, this does
they
not work.
do.
They
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 do.
need developmental editors to go, stop it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
stop it.
Or be
We
like, "Hey,
do
have you tried reading this? It's something new.
right.
It's really
Ah,
good."
What why do you have to rehash properties that have already made you
you're called the House of Ideas.
billions? There are so many cultures that have so many amazing fairy tales. Pick one and ruin that. Like,
Don't redo Snow White.
don't redo Snow White. Leave Cinderella alone. Please, for the love of everything holy, can we stop romanticizing what Pocahontas went through? Please.
Mm,
She was 12.
hmm
Can we
Yeah.
leave her alone?
And he was
Can
40,
we
right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he was like 38, which was like super old in those days to like just be running around. It was not it was not a lot. She did say, "Hey dad, let's not crush his skull open."
Mm.
But there's just
Uh,
there's just a
there are a
lot.
lot of options.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
There's
options,
there's
guys.
there's a lot. Like there's this whole other native woman that we could do a really amazing movie about. Her name is Sacagawea, and without her, Lewis and Clark would have gotten lost outside of Missouri, and we never would have made the Louisiana Purchase. Um, she had this whole amazing, brilliant life. She spoke 4 languages, not including the 3 native languages that she spoke. She was amazing. But is anybody doing anything about this? No. Did they make a really horrible, bad attempt at Lewis and Clark? Yes.
That was that John Candy or no?
Don't remember, but it was bad. It was bad. It was like supposed to be this.
I
I
remember
think it
that.
was a mini series,
It was
but it
supposed to be a
was.
comedy, though, wasn't it?
I don't know, but it was bad. It was bad.
I haven't seen it.
So I lived in Idaho for 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. So we had this whole Idaho history thing, and like I learned about this amazing woman for like 3 chapters, and then the next 4 are about 2 white dudes and a French guy. Great, hooray!
Yep.
They
What
would
we
have
need.
starved
More
to
men.
death and been lost without
Without her.
her and her family. But you know, she was just the guide who had a baby along the way too. But
Yeah.
we won't discuss how she raised this kid while babysitting two dudes.
2 grown men.
Yeah, babysitting while they inaccurately drew a map that she then went back and fixed. Like, there's so many stories out there. And yes, Disney could take them all and do horrible things to them like they like to do. But just like pick something different. Pick something different. Or go back and
Maybe something
like
with time travel and dinosaurs.
that would be awesome, Disney.
That would be awesome.
That'd be
I,
so cool.
I'm still a little upset about that. I'm still
Yeah.
kind of mad for you about all that.
No.
That's okay.
But
It's
Still
still on the
might
table
happen.
somewhere.
Still might
I
happen.
mean, if it's out in the universe, it's out in the universe. And who's to say that, you know, with how easy it is to do things like this now,
Can't
that
do
you
it
can't
yourself.
turn it into a web series.
This is true.
I'm sure you
This
don't.
is
You
true.
like you have friends with kids, right?
I have friends that work in animation and actually own their own animation studio here in Canada. That also just messaged me the other day about a possible project in the future.
That's exciting.
That's awesome. So I
We'll see.
mean, the House of Mouse is not the only place. And as
It's a
TikTok
big
has
flap.
proven, we don't really need them. They think we need them. They want us to need them. And now with AI, imagine how cool it would look with dinosaurs popping in and out and bicycle rides and
Heck yeah.
like I got a 7-year-old who will sound effects
I
for
love that.
days.
I love that. If he ever does it again, can you like record it and send it to me?
I have it somewhere.
Okay.
I thought I did send it to you. I'm not positive.
I don't remember.
I will attempt to dig it out, but he does it all like it's so wild. He's trying very hard to make it onto the accelerated reader list. He wants it in the school library. I know that the public library is attempting to source it, but funds are weird and things like that. And
That's
but
fair.
like everybody that I have given it to and let borrow and then had to go get it from them, they've loved it. And
Nice.
that says a lot. It really does. And now I'm gonna have to go track down Libby's books because you said assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Definitely do
it's
that.
like John Wick meets The Godfather, but the emotional depth and found family of Buffy.
Oh, I'm
You
so
just yeah.
sold. I'm so
That's what the
sold.
series is about. Yeah.
So this weekend I am sworn to do you remember Jen? She used to do a bunch of author talks and narrators, and she had like the Buttercup Squad on TikTok. She's
Jen
writing
Robbins?
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm dev editing her book this weekend. And then I have blocked off from whenever I finish this to the end of December to take on Freya's husband's first novel. It
Oh,
is
that's exciting.
it's huge. She's like, this thing is gigantic. She's like, it's huge. And it is dystopian sci-fi fantasy. I'm ready for it. Like he's talked
I
about
love
this book
that.
for forever. And so like that's basically what I'm doing over Christmas. And so the funny part is I normally will listen to 2 or 3 audiobooks at the same time, and then I have like the car book and the purse book and the living room book, and then the book that I kind of wander around the house with. And my son's like, "How do you keep it all straight?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I do. I've been this way my whole life. Like I've never
Yeah.
just read one
It's
thing."
like flipping between TV shows.
Kind of.
They are
Yeah. Yeah.
they are
I
on audiobook, so
Yeah.
and I just kind of, do the flip thing. But when I developmentally edit, I just have to freeze everything. And then like that's that's kind of, isn't it just another book? No, it's not. It deserves my full focus. It deserves all of the channels that I can devote. Like there's always like husband channel, child channel, general well-being of the things in my house. Um, if one of those channels goes offline, then we have an issue. Usually it's an issue that I either have to bandage, kiss, clean up, or fight with. Um, so those have to stay, running. But everything else I can kind of focus in and really like give the book a fair shake, give the author like a fighting chance. If you start a book and you are so distracted by everything else in the world, how can you tell the author what you really thought about it?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
then at the same time, if you're halfway through a book and everything else is distracting you, maybe you should tell the author, "Hey, this wasn't for me because it's not holding my attention." I have a 6 chapter rule. If by the 6th chapter I'm not all in, then
It's
I'm
not for you.
probably going to. I've only DNF'd 4 books in my whole life. One of them was Stephen King's It, because I'm literally terrified of clowns, and my friends didn't tell me it was about clowns. They handed it to me without a cover on it at all, and I was like, "Nope, nope, 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 nope." Like the only way this book gets worse is if the clown is a rat. So I didn't finish that one, but I I put them away for later. And I've gone back to a lot of them. There's one that it's going to be a while before I go back to it. It has a lot of religious trauma in it, and I was not expecting that to be as hard to read as it was, because I don't have, like, that's not something that I've experienced. Um, and I was like, why is this hard for me to read? And that's the other thing. It's going to bring up stuff that you didn't even know you had, but it's worth the experience. Do I recommend trying to turn it into a business? No, no. Um, just because unless you're the kind of person who can maintain a professional distance from everyone all the time, um, it's hard because you have their brain babies, and then you get close to them and you become friends with them, and then you find out about their kids and their cats and their parents and their lives, and like you can't. It's very hard to say my time is worth this when you know that this author just put in all this time and hasn't made anything off of it yet. Like it can feel a little ick. Now that's me. Other people may be able to do this better, but I have a very hard time charging for something that I just kind of naturally do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on it. I really am. Because
You got a good heart. You got
everybody
a good heart,
deserves to
Stormy.
eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't tell people, you'll ruin my reputation.
No, no, no. I hate
This
to
has
do this,
been
but
yeah,
we're
it's
at an
been
hour 20
fantastic.
right now.
Oh, really? I didn't even
This is
notice. You
crazy. It
guys
just
are
flew
fun.
by. No, that's awesome. No, we appreciate you having you on. This was definitely
It's
not
been
just
Thank you for
because you were telling
fantastic.
having
me how
me.
good of an author I am.
He did like that. He did
Well,
like that. That was 20
I
minutes of
blushed a
us,
little bit.
you know.
I mean, it's not often that I get to talk about, this weird, cool little niche that I have found myself in. So it was great, and I really enjoyed myself.
But I'm
Um,
glad.
I will come back anytime you guys want, and I'm gonna go hunt down an assassin novel,
There you
and
go.
I need you focus. We need more dinosaurs.
I know
Yes.
it's coming. It's coming. I'm
Read
hoping early to mid 2026.
Reed
Hoping.
wants Reed wants a Bambi Raptor fight scene. He wants a Bambi Raptor, like that's his dinosaur. I don't know why, but he wants a
I will
Bambi
see what I can
Raptor
do.
fight scene. You can
It
do it.
might be
I
a
know you
plucky little
can.
animal sidekick.
Oh, he would love that too. Although they're not little. They're
That's
not
funny.
little. They're rar dinosaurs. But like
Yeah.
Plucky Sidekick could be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny.
I got stuff in the works. Don't you worry.
I
This brain
do
doesn't
not
stop.
doubt it at all.
Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Do you have anywhere that you would like to be followed on social media?
Really right now I'm kind of not a lot on social media just
That's
because
fair.
I've got a lot going on and then there's just
It's
so
she's
much.
elusive. Good luck, guys, trying to find her.
It's so on TikTok I'm Stormy_Cs. Basically you can find me there.
That's
Um
SEES.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I see you. It was a 4 o'clock in the morning. I haven't slept in 2 days. My kid has the flu. Play on words. That's how that happened. Um, so you can find me there. And then it's the same on Instagram, but I'm not as active as I should be. I really need to get back into it. But I had a really awful interaction. I had a lot of people say a lot of awful stuff. And I'm not even sure what I did. I joined a live, and then all of a sudden, all chaos broke loose, and I was like, I didn't type anything. I haven't said anything. I was interested in what this person was saying, and TikTok did that thing where it stops letting you watch, and it's like join or go.
Oh,
So
really?
I don't know if that's all the time. I don't know if that's something that people can set up, but it
Weird.
just it wouldn't let me just continue to lurk. So I joined, and then all of a sudden, and it was just, but I hadn't even said anything. And it could be that someone had a similar name to me and they had said something. So then a dog piled on me because that happens. It's TikTok.
Yeah.
But I just kind of, I pulled back, and then there was a lot of just political stuff. And I'm not a gigantically
Mm.
political person, but I also kind of have to protect my bubble, you
Yeah,
know?
I'm doing No Tech November, so I'm
Oh,
like I
I
haven't been
love that.
on in a like I jump on just to check a couple messages, and so my notifications aren't out of control. But I'm not scrolling and I'm not posting like once a week. Today's my day. I get to go on and post, do a quick update for everybody, so I don't completely fall out of the algorithm because I did just
I'm
release a
so
book.
far out of the algorithm right now.
I know,
But
but yeah, it
if
sucks.
worst
Social
comes
media
to
sucks. I hate it.
worst, if worst comes to worst and you really, really want me to read something or take a crack at editing something, I'm pretty sure Derek will toss all of my information
We could do
your
that.
way.
You guys know where to find us.
Um,
Yep.
like, I'm really not that elusive, but I kind of I'm allergic to social
Protect your
media right
space.
now.
That's fine.
That's okay. All
Well,
good.
thank you guys so much. We will see you next time. Thank you, Stormy.